And now, more Pro Wrestling Weekly with your host, Fearon Derry.
Sit down, shut up, and listen up.
Welcome back to Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Fearon Derry here with you. We are talking all kinds of stuff. We just had the rapid-fire interviews. Mike Samsel joining me on the line. The interviews with Damien Sandow, William Regal, Kofi Kingston, and Jimmy Hart. I'm sure there'll be some reaction to that. And hopefully today will be the day. I think right after the show, I'm going to work on catching up on the YouTube. I know I've been slacking with it. Usually I do that in the overnight. I haven't been DJing here at the overnights at BCB. They've been shaking things up, twisting things, adapting things like they do. So it looks like I think this afternoon will be the point where I'll be able to get caught up in the last few episodes that I haven't put up on YouTube in case you missed them. Today will be the day. I've said it over the air, so now it has to be. It's a commitment. It's one of those deals. What can I say? And speaking of commitments, I get to do all that, and then later today, I was invited to do play-by-play commentary for the Worldwide Wrestling Alliance. Of course, the owner, Dino, joined us on the program a couple of months ago for their show back in late March in Bristol. And, they've got one up in Souderton. Yes, that's going on. That'll be actually later today, courtesy of the Perseverance Volunteer Fire Company up in Souderton. You can check out the Worldwide Wrestling Alliance. You can give them a call, 215-362-7184. Tickets are only $12 for ringside and $10 for general admission. Not too shabby. Doors open at 5:30 this afternoon. Bell time is at 6:30. And I'll be there doing play-by-play commentary, something that I haven't done since my final project at broadcast school. So
showing off the versatility today.
A little bit. I mean, I've done DJing, I've done news. I mean, I've done play-by-play, but I mean, I've dabbled with a little bit of baseball color commentary here. But doing wrestling play-by-play, it's not something that's immediately in my vernacular. It's not something you necessarily go and do every night.
Yeah. Is it what you say, harder or easier than baseball or?
Well, I would say it's a little bit harder in that baseball, you have time to let things breathe a little bit. Whereas, I mean, if you're calling a match, and I guess it's a little bit different for independent wrestling as opposed to like WWE. WWE, they're constantly selling, the main event that's coming up later that night. They're selling the pay-per-view that's coming up in a couple of weeks. And I'm sure there's a little bit of that in that WWWA is going to be coming to Bristol, I believe, sometime later this year, but the dates haven't been set. But if they have that information for me tonight, I'll be talking about that during the match, as well as calling the various moves and holds and whatnot. The referee getting into position for a 3 count. I mean, there's a lot to it. It's very fast-paced, almost like a radio basketball type. But it'll also be for TV, so that's another thing that I'm used to calling for people who can only hear what's going on and not necessarily see it. So there's a lot of different dynamics and different aspects to it.
You'll get it done.
Learning the youngins here, that's part of what we do. Starship Matt taking off for a little while at least.
A little bit?
Just a little bit. And then sitting here pushing the buttons and turning the dials starting next week. I know he filled in a month or so ago. Nick Cataldi, the night driver. Should be interesting. Always interesting when Nick chimes in. But enough programming notes. Let's talk a little bit about what happened over the course of the past week. Some various news notes, things of that nature, and also couple of, actually, we'll get to the clips first. We'll get to the news and notes coming up in the third segment. First of all, John Cena doing something this week that even Starship Matt, who hasn't been here and hasn't been following wrestling that long, has followed enough to understand.
You're giving me more credit than I deserve.
Giving you more credit than you deserve.
Following wrestling at all.
Okay, well, I wasn't going to throw out the doesn't know the difference between a wristwatch and a wrist lock, but on the same token, just listening and being on board with this program in between checking various scores and whatnot between callers. Yeah, I called you out on that. It's your last day for a while. What the hell? But what you have noticed is that John Cena gets a very mixed reaction. He gets a lot of boos as he does getting cheered.
Absolutely. It's you don't see that in many sports. It's usually, fans tend to in basketball, LeBron, it's kind of universal. They loved him when he came out in this beginning of the career. Then everybody hated him, and then everybody loves him again. It's different. With Cena, it's just such a, you love him, you hate him. It's just split down the middle.
For the most part. Well, John Cena did something this past week, and WWE kind of followed along with it, that it pretty much, at least for that night, put him above the boo.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I'll roll that out for you. Why not? How about right now?
Ladies and gentlemen, today is World Wish Day, which means it's a very special Monday Night Raw, because we have with us Jacob, Nicholas, and Logan. 3 Wish kids whose one wish was to come experience Monday Night Raw live and in person with all of us here tonight. Now, Make-A-Wish grants wishes like this every day, but they can't do it without your help. That's why I encourage all of you here and those watching at home, please visit wish.org/WWE. That's wish.org/WWE to find out how you can be part of all these special moments. But tonight, we are making a special moment even more special. Because tonight, to celebrate World Wish Day, we are making these 3 fine young men honorary WWE superstars. So, WWE Universe, prepare to be introduced to the 3 newest superstars of the WWE. Jacob, the WWE superstar name you chose was?
The Eliminator!
The Eliminator! Nick, the WWE superstar name you chose was?
Nick the Stitch.
Nick the Stitch! And Logan, we worked really hard on this one. The WWE superstar name you chose was?
Lightning Logan.
Lightning Logan! WWE Universe, the 3 newest members of the WWE! Now, I really want you to keep in mind that these Wish kids were granted one wish. One. Their wish was to come here and hang out tonight on Monday Night Raw with all of us. And just looking around, and by the sound of it, I can tell they chose a great night, because you guys are warming up, but I got a feeling you can get loud. Oh, okay. That's a pretty decent warm-up, but I got a feeling you guys can get loud. All right, we're right there. So for one time, do me a favor and let these 3 honorary WWE superstars hear and feel what it's like to be a part of Monday Night Raw! For everybody here tonight, I personally want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for making a very special moment that much more wonderful. I hope you enjoy the rest of the show. Thank you.
So John Cena, above the boo, bringing in the 3 Make-A-Wish kids onto Monday Night Raw. I mean, how much of a jerk or a heel do you have to be? Even the biggest Cena hater, and I could probably call out a couple of friends and otherwise. Even the biggest Cena hater it almost seems like if you're booing Cena, you're booing the Make-A-Wish thing, and then people look, they're like, "The hell are you doing?" But it was almost like an intentional setup that, all right, John Cena is not going to get booed tonight.
Yeah, can't boo the kids.
Exactly. Now, I don't think this is something that can be done necessarily every week. I mean, this was certainly an awesome moment, and I think they did a better job of getting those 3 kids over than some of the those 3 kids were more popular than 3MB. You put them in a 6-man tag match, and you've automatically got 3 new baby faces. I know. I went past your realm of knowledge. The 3-man band. We had Heath Slater on here a couple of months ago. All right, I tried. Whatever. You've got like 15 minutes left. You've already mentally checked out. It's fine. Just having a little bit of fun here. All right, let me bring up this other note here from TNA, because we're already flying by this show insanely quickly here, but. Sting and Hogan, they've been at odds with each other for a while, kind of reprising 1997 in 2013. Go figure. And, here's the development leading up to Slammiversary, which we're about a month away from.
Sting, all the business between you and me is already out on the street. So let's call it straight up like we see it. Last week didn't end with a little pretty picture between you and I, my brother. At the end of the day, you were in my face and we almost came to blows. But before I go down that road, I know when I'm right and I know when I'm wrong. And if I had to give you the woe is me version of what's been going on with me, I got all caught up between a bunch of personal stuff with my family, with my daughter, and taking care of business here at Impact Wrestling. And at the end of the day, when it came to judging people, when it came to making choices, I was wrong. And when it came to pulling my friends closer, some of the ones I ran off. And the one that I made the biggest mistake with was you. And right now, I want to apologize and let you know I made a huge mistake when I pushed you away. The biggest mistakes I made when I pushed you away was instead I should have been pulling us closer together because of the loyalty, the trust in the man that you've always been. We should have been working together. We should have been taking care of this Aces and Eights thing together. And I want to let you know that one was on me too. We should have stayed together.
The way I see it, we are together right now, right? We're together, right? Because you are the general manager, I'm saying let's get Aces and Eights involved in a 6-man tag. You let me put together a team for next week because we've got to take it to these guys. We got to try to get rid of Aces and Eights now.
Stinger, as far as I'm concerned, you put your army together, you get that 6-man tag ready, but that is on you, my brother. What I need to do tonight, before the show's over, is find out who's going to go against the world's heavyweight champion, Bully Ray, at Slammiversary. I need to figure that out.
And Eights. Sting and Hogan interrupted by the Blueprint Matt Morgan.
Yeah, he promised to be an answer for a price.
Let me check my crystal ball here, Hulk. Let's guess how this one's gonna turn out. This is the part where you just hand this jerk off another world heavyweight title shot, isn't it? Have you not learned anything from how you handled Bully Ray yet?
Matt Morgan, the biggest flaw you have is running your mouth all the time before you really know what's going on. Because as I look into my crystal ball, there are going to be no more mistakes. There are going to be no more handouts around here. And anybody that gets a spot, deserves a spot, and wins a spot is going to have to earn it. So So before you got up in my face, I was just getting ready to say the man that's going to go against Bully Ray at Slammiversary is not going to be Stinger. It's not going to be handed to him. It's not going to be handed to the great Matt Morgan. The man that's going up against Bully Ray at Slammiversary is going to be the man that wins the main event match tonight, and that match is going to be between Matt Morgan and Sting tonight.
Wow.
That's what I see in my crystal ball, brother.
And unfortunately, wrestling fans could kind of see the writing on the wall, the reading the tea leaves, their crystal balls in effect, as they knew that Sting was going to go over Matt Morgan and has to become the #1 contender for the TNA Championship and will face Bully Ray on June 2nd, I believe it is, for TNA Slammiversary. Yes, the seniors tour continues. That seems to be what TNA is at this point. A 53-year-old Sting beating a early 30s-year-old Matt Morgan in his prime, considerably physically bigger than Sting, 7 feet, 330 pounds. And he passes out from the Scorpion Deathlock. Kind of almost taking another kind of twist from 1997. Now, almost like him trying to be Steve Austin fighting out a Bret Hart sharpshooter, which is ironic because they're pretty much the same move. I think just different legs. But yes, that is your one match set up for Slammiversary a month from now. Bully Ray defending the TNA World Heavyweight Championship against Sting. And I'm sure we'll find out the rest of the card, I don't know, the day before or something like that. But, they've got a few impacts. Maybe they'll actually prep a couple of things. All right, we're late for the second time out. We'll take care of that. We've got Today in Wrestling History, a bunch of news and notes. So much to do, only about 8 minutes to do it. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com.